let's talk about this really quick, short video. I want to talk a little bit about the 2020 quarterback draft class. I feel like this is the year that it's going to be kind of a make it slash break it year for that quarterback draft class. It was really highly touted draft class. So let's talk about him real quick. You got Justin Herbert. Everybody's high expectation of him. His cards are insane, obviously, still up there. But in reality, he hasn't won shit. He has not won his division. He has not been to the Super Bowl. He's got all the stats. He's got all the talent, all the arm strength, everything you want in a franchise quarterback except the wins in the playoffs and going far in the playoffs. So I think this year for Justin Herbert, you got to make the playoffs, number one, and I think he's got to make a move. He's got to go far. Otherwise, he's going to be borderline disappointment once again. I feel like if he doesn't even at least win one playoff game, it's going to be a disappointing year for him and everything about him. So much expectation, so hyped up. So we'll see how the Chargers end up doing this year, and it's going to be a make it break it, I feel like, year for them, especially with the new offensive coordinator coming from Dallas. So we'll see how they do on that. Number 2, Joey Burrow. Cool Joe. Everybody's high expectation of him. A couple years ago, they made the Super Bowl, and last year they didn't make the Super Bowl. They didn't get up there, obviously running into the buzz called, Patrick Mahomes. So tough. It is what it is, but it's going to be a tough division. The AFC is loaded with quarterbacks, loaded with amazing teams, so it's going to be tough for them. I think he's kind of, at least he's made it to the Super Bowl. So I don't think if they don't make it back, it's not a huge disappointment, but Bengal fans and people, fans in general, his cards are insane too. I think they're going to have expectation of them making a decent playoff run. So if they don't do that, huge disappointment. I think a lot of people are really expecting them to win the Super Bowl pretty darn soon. If they don't make a playoff push, I wouldn't say it's a huge disappointment because of at least he's been to the Super Bowl, the big game already. However, I think expectations on them is to obviously get pretty damn far once again. Number 3, let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Same thing. I would put Jalen Hurts at the same bucket as Joe Burrow. And then on top of that, signing the new contract and everything, he's going to have high expectations, especially last year, making it pretty damn far, making it to the Super Bowl, just coming a little bit short. So I think everybody's going to expect them to get there again. He has a better chance because the NFC is not as top heavy loaded, especially quarterback play wise. So I think the Eagles definitely has a chance. He has a easier road than the other gentlemen. I feel like that's for sure. Number 4, Tua. I think after the injury ridden last year, all those concussions, expectations of him making it to the Super Bowl or wanting him to make it is not going to be as high as the other cast, because I think a lot of people are kind of actually giving him a slip, an excuse slip because of the injuries, because of the concussions. But in my eyes, they are tailored. That offense is tailored to go far, tailored to do very well. Me as a fan, just watching, as a football fan in general, I highly expect them to do well. Obviously, the AFC, like I just said, is completely loaded. But if Tua can stay healthy, I mean, he's got the weapons. They should be able to go far. So I expect them to do a nice playoff push again. If not, if they don't even make the playoffs or they don't win a playoff game, I think it's a disappointment. I wouldn't say he's quite, do or die bust, but I kind of do. I kind of feel that way, because I kind of feel like this is the year if Tua's going to be able to, get rid of those injuries, because, he's considered injury prone now ever since college, ever since he was at Alabama. So not just concussions, but, his leg, his hip injury, all that shit. So in my eyes, this is a make it break it year for Tua, I feel like. That's just my thoughts on that. So take it for what it is. Number 5, Jordan Love. So Jordan Love, this is it, man. I wouldn't say this is the make it break it year. I think he's going to have at least 2 years, because this is going to be his first opportunity to start. first opportunity to see how far he can go. Because not having the essence of Aaron Rodgers looming you, however, you have to live up to his his shadows. But this is it for Jordan Love. They have some nice weapons up there. They have some nice offensive weapons for him to be successful, and we'll see. We'll see. This is it. I think the next year or two, even if they don't do very well this year, there's no huge high expectations of him, because of pretty much the storyline of what happened to him behind Aaron Rodgers. So I feel like he has 1-2 years to prove himself. This year will be kind of I wouldn't say an exhibition year, but more of a year with training wheels. Let's say that. I feel like that's for Jordan Love. So give him 2 years. If he doesn't make it by next year, I would say, let's see, if they're going to move on or whatever they're going to do the case with him. So there you go. 2020s, the draft class was a huge high expectation draft class. I feel like all the quarterbacks who are in the AFC are going to struggle. And I say that, and the reason being is because to reach their expectations, that they're going to struggle reaching their expectations because Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, it's just completely loaded in the AFC, guys. They're going to have a very difficult time. And then they have each other. So you got the Herberts, you got the Burrows, you got the Tuas. They're all going to fight each other to try and make it and be successful if they can. And it's going to be really, really difficult. NFC, Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love have an easier opportunity, especially I think even Jordan Love. I mean, the NFC, who do you got? The Vikings, maybe the Bears can show up again. But other than that, I think Jordan Love will have an easier course to make the playoffs and somewhat reach his expectation. Same thing with Tua. Or not Tua, I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles are primed to make another Super Bowl run. So I think they're going to have an easier chance because other than that, there's really nobody else in the NFC to challenge. Maybe the Niners, but everybody else, there's no top tier notch team. So that's why I feel like the guys who are in the NFC, even if their talent is not as high ceiling as the guys who are in the AFC, however, they have an easier road to reach their higher expectations, I feel like. So there you guys go. That's my thoughts of the 2020 class. We'll see. It's exciting to see NFL. Right now, OTAs are starting. So let's go. Football season. You guys like this shit? Subscribe.